Hi, it's Paul Oliver O'Leary, and today I want to speak about charisma. I've been asked by a friend of mine to speak about the subject because he's going to be doing a presentation soon with his fitness course. He has to teach a whole class in front of the course organisers and that, and it's really getting to him. It's something that's really scaring him, and he's just wondering about how can he project himself in the most confident way, I guess, in that world where people are all looking to him to give them the answers to what they need to be doing, and put that across in the best way he can generally. So when people think of somebody that has charisma, they see a person and they say to themselves, well, geez, that person really knows what they're doing. Every word they say is really interesting. They have my attention wholeheartedly, and these are all impressions that some people can do very easily, and other people have to actually really try and think about it and work on it, and with a little bit of thinking and training and self-training in it, you can be as charismatic as you like. That I don't do this naturally, this speaking kind of stuff. I can do it in a presentation sometimes, but when I do it, I just shut down my brain. I shuts off. There's nothing going on in there really. I just trust on what's in there to come out and give the information over. And that's not something that happens easily. The only way it can happen is for you to do a few things. One is to study stuff. Study all the things that you are really interested in, and the things that you want to speak about mostly to other people. So if you're into fitness, like my friend is here, he needs to read all this fitness stuff. He needs to read up on ideas on how to teach people. It doesn't necessarily have to be even teaching people fitness. It can just be ideas and generally getting information over to other people. You need to read about ideas in coaching. You need to read about ideas in speaking. There's all different books out there. There's lots of free stuff, and there's some stuff you can pay for. It's all good. It's all information, and YouTube is fantastic for getting a lot of stuff. You name it, there's nearly a video for it. You need to do that constantly, and get up your idea box and fill it with stuff. Once you have a back catalogue of stuff sitting in the back of your brain, mulling around in there, you need to trust yourself that you can pull out that information when you need it and when it's most beneficial to you. If you try to think about it too much, you try to plan it out too much, and you try to pick your way through things on a list, even if it's a list in your brain, you're going to be catching yourself having to think about what you're thinking about, which is about next, and trying to find that in the list and tick off the last one and move on to the next one, and you're going to find there's going to be gaps in your conversation. It's not going to flow properly. And what people feel charismatic people bring to the conversation is drama and timing and content. So if you have already read stuff that other people generally won't read, then that's something that you can bring of value to somebody else. And when you accentuate the value of that thing that then other people will be interested in listening to what that is. If it's once it's in the field of what they want to learn. So you need to find that niche, and when you bring people into your world, they're coming into your world at a level where they want something from you, hopefully, and you're providing a service to fill that need. So the stuff that you know about is the stuff that they want to know about, or they want to help themselves through the stuff that you know about, if you get what I mean. So the way to prepare yourself for that is you need to get yourself in your most basic state. You need to be able to calm your mind really down to where there's only a blip going on in your head. You can't be worrying about other stuff when you're speaking like this. You can't be stressing about things that are happening in your life, other stuff like that. So you need to take nice deep breaths, calm your chest, exhale nice and deeply as well as inhaling. People don't exhale enough. A lot of people panically will suck in air, but they don't actually push out the air properly. And that's a big problem. If you're not pushing out the air, then you're not using your diaphragm, and you're not taking in deep breaths, and then you may be going to find yourself get cut short on breaths, and in the middle of a conversation you're starting to run out of air, you're starting to suffocate, and then you start to panic. And it can really, really happen very, very quickly all of a sudden when you start trying to pick off that list in your head and it's not happening for you, and you're starting to get a little bit panicky and you're taking shorter breaths, and you're making these big panicky kind of breaths, and they're not going to help you at all. So you keep things calm, use timing, insert the full stops in your sentences, and keeping a kind of a general monotone in your conversation. But when you need to accentuate something that people need to take attention to, then push up those words up into a higher level of vibration by raising the tone in your voice, or raising the level, raising the pitch. So like it becomes something that people will, their subconscious will pick up on it. They're not listening to one droll conversation of just one level all the way through. I listen to audiobooks a lot. I love listening to audiobooks. And there are some audiobooks I just can't listen to because the person who's reading it is just speaking in a same monotone way all the way through the conversation, and I just start falling to sleep. And I get bored, I turn it off, I flick on to something else, look for something more interesting, a different way of presenting this information that I'm looking for. I try as best I can to listen, but sometimes people just they just put it out there too simple by the book, and there's not enough expression in what they're doing, and that just doesn't do it for me. I need to feel the expression of the person that's giving it across to me. Because I generally learn by feeling, which is another thing I want to do in another video. So when you study stuff, going back to that idea, when you study stuff, and it's the stuff that you want to speak about, you have to be totally and utterly passionately involved in what you're speaking about. If you're not, then you're not going to give that impression back to the other person that you're speaking to. They need to feel that level of excitement that you have. If they don't feel it, then they will never get it, and they'll go looking for it somewhere else because you haven't been able to put that impression across to them. So some people have problems speaking to other people as well, and to get good at that, you need to practice lots. You learn lots, but then you need to practice it as well. It's like you can't learn how to swim without getting in the pool and getting wet. So you can read all the books you want about swimming, watch videos and DVDs till the clothes come home, and you could even practice it, lying down on the floor. But until you get into a swimming pool, you're not actually getting anywhere with that. So you need to practice that either like this. I'm currently practicing my speaking, even though in my business I teach daily. I teach maybe 6 days a week or so. And I'm speaking to people constantly at different age groups and different levels of abilities and stuff that I'm teaching and that, and I need to be able to speak at different levels and different ways to get my message across, which is a great challenge for me personally. I love it, and this is a new thing for me here now, and trying to get this craft going, of speaking to people through video, and the only way of doing that is to just do it. I've been looking into it for ages, and I've looked at different people doing different things and presenting videos and that, and I'm just taking all that stuff now that I've picked up from these people, and I'm just going to throw it into this video, and I'm keeping it hopefully in as easy a way as possible for people to pick up, but generally I want you to feel how in the tones of my conversation here, how I'm lifting things up and I'm dropping things down. I know I'm using an audio recording here now at the moment, because I haven't got a video capacity yet, and you're missing out on this hand gesture thing that I do as well, and it really helps people to get their message across when you're speaking to people, to be very animated as well. Use your hands a bit. eye contact. When you use eye contact and hand motion, you really dramatize what you're saying. It really draws people's attention. They're saying, "Wow, that guy's really into what he's doing. Really into his stuff. It's really, really good." And if you get really good at doing those things, even if you're speaking complete and utter rubbish, people will start to think that you're speaking good stuff. And I was saying that in a facetious way, and I don't mean to say it to give the idea that I want to put out rubbish videos or rubbish kind of viewpoints. But once you get good at this thing of expressing yourself in certain ways, then you'll get people generally kind of going along with what you are saying to them much more easier. And as well, when you've practiced this with your friends and family, you might get more comfortable in speaking more and more, and make sure you get that excitement across to them. You make sure you make your eyes nice and wide when you need to. Make sure that you keep a smile on your face, keep eye contact, look away when you need to, and look back to them. I find I do that a lot myself when I'm speaking to people. I kind of tend to look off to the side a little bit, and then I look back to them again at a certain point in the sentence, because I find that people generally expect me to look at them all the way through a conversation, but what I do is I kind of look off to the side a bit, and then I look back to them again, and I find that that's after drawing their attention more to me, because they're trying to have that conversation with me, and I'm listening to them, but I just look off to the side for a sec, and just let them see, oh, what's he looking at, and I thought we were talking to each other, and then they come back to me again, and there I'm looking at them again, and they get a kind of, oh, hi, here he is. Okay. And so I kind of use that kind of thing where people, I kind of take people out of their zone and bring them back into their zone in my way. And I try to, if you saw the movie Minority Report, where Tom Cruise is using the 3D projections of the screens around in the air in front of him. I kind of do that kind of thing in my head for a long time. I see things in my head over here, and I describe things over there, and I move things around. I animate the words that I'm saying, the conversations. And if you start doing that, and you look to your hands, and you look at your animation in your head, instead of looking directly at the person, then you could be speaking to 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30, 50, 60. Doesn't matter how many there are. You'll be able to animate a lot more. They will be drawn to your hands, and they will start seeing those inanimate objects and pictures, and become fascinated at your excitement, about it, because you're speaking excitedly about this, and you're making pictures, you're painting pictures with your hands, and you're speaking faster, and you're getting higher, and you're building up a kind of sense of excitement in them too, and they'll want to get to understand more of what you're doing, and then they'll be looking, well, this is really cool. How can I get onto this thing? And you say, well, let me tell you how to do that, and you have them then hooked in. And as I said, no matter what you say, people will say, "Oh, well, geez, that person's got great charisma," and it's not that you got great charisma. You could still be a very shy, retiring person. I'm pretty private myself. I don't like being out into big groups of people, and generally in that I'm not like that. But I like my quiet time and space, and that's okay. You need that as well. When you need, if you're in a business, especially a service business, then you need to kind of give yourself over to some time of your day where you're going to be pushing yourself into situations where you're going to be convincing people of how awesome your service or idea is on a daily basis. You prepare yourself constantly for it. Do it all with a smile. Exceptional eye contact, excitement, direct people's attention to different things in your conversation, use your pauses, your full stops. A lot of stuff can be said in silences. It gives people kind of time to wonder. They've been hanging on the end of a sentence, and next thing you kind of just drop the tone down, leave some pauses there. You make them look for more information. They've just had a big barrage of words and sentences from you, and just all of a sudden you just brought down the tone, you settle things down, you're looking to close the idea, maybe you're looking to close the sale, and you want this person to be coming with you on that journey and that conversation. And that's pretty much it. That this is what I've kind of picked up. These are kind of ideas I've used. I kind of always say it's a shame I didn't pick them up earlier in my life. I might have gotten on better in the retail sales I was doing when I was a young fella, and that fell true for me. But hopefully that'll answer the question for my friend that asked me about charisma and how to project yourself with charisma. And if you have any questions you want to ask me, you can log on to me on Facebook, Rebel in You, on Facebook, or I Want to Heal My Life is the fan page. So thank you very much for listening, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.